Your entire life was planned before you were even born. Every choice, every challenge, every connection. You chose them all, not randomly, but with purpose. Ancient teachings and modern discoveries suggest that before birth, your soul existed in a realm beyond time, weaving the tapestry of your existence. You picked your parents, your challenges, even the obstacles you'd face, all to shape your growth and evolution. This knowledge has been hidden, labeled taboo, or dismissed by those who fear its implications. Because if you knew the truth about your origins, you'd understand the power you hold over your own life. And that's something they can't afford for you to realize. In this video, we'll dive into the secrets of pre-birth existence, exploring esoteric teachings, scientific parallels, and forbidden wisdom that's been kept from you. What happens before birth isn't just a mystery. It's the key to unlocking the purpose of your life. Imagine a space beyond anything we know, a realm of pure consciousness, where time, as we understand it, doesn't exist. Ancient teachings describe this as the pre-birth realm, a dimension where the soul resides before it embarks on its earthly journey. In Tibetan Buddhism, this phase is known as the Siddhao, one of several intermediate states of being. Here, the soul hovers between worlds, untethered by a physical body, yet deeply connected to the spiritual laws that guide its destiny. This isn't a chaotic limbo. It's a space of immense purpose. The Siddhao is said to be where karma directs the soul's next incarnation, with desires, unresolved debts, and spiritual intentions pulling it toward its future life like magnets. But Tibetan Buddhism isn't the only tradition that speaks of this mysterious place. Hermetic texts reference the idea of a plane of causation where the soul aligns with the vibrational frequencies of its chosen path. The Emerald Tablet's axiom, as above, so below, reflects this perfectly. What happens in the higher realms shapes the material reality, and the choices made here determine the trajectory of the soul's earthly experience. In this dimension, your essence isn't bound by flesh and bones, but exists as a luminous energy, deeply aware of its infinite potential. Why does this realm matter? Because it's here that the blueprint of your life is created. Every challenge, every joy, every heartbreak. It's not random. You chose them all, influenced by the energetic imprints of past lives and the soul's desire to grow. Think of it as a cosmic drafting table, where you, as a soul, work alongside universal laws to sketch the outline of your human journey. Guided by karma, you're drawn to the family, environment, and circumstances that will teach you the lessons your spirit craves. This idea of pre-birth planning challenges the common belief that life is a series of coincidences. Instead, it paints a picture of profound intentionality, where even the most painful moments are opportunities for growth. It's not an easy truth to accept, especially when faced with suffering or loss. But ancient wisdom assures us that these experiences are part of a greater design. If you ever felt that your life carries a deeper purpose, that certain events or relationships seem almost destined, you've glimpsed this hidden truth. Yet there's more to this realm than just planning. Some traditions describe it as a place of great beauty and peace, where souls reconnect with a higher sense of unity before their next incarnation. In Gnostic teachings, this is referred to as the pleroma, a state of divine fullness and harmony. It's a stark contrast to the earthly plane, where duality and separation often dominate our experience. But this brief respite isn't permanent. The soul knows it must return, descending from this higher state into the dense physical reality of human life. The decisions made in this realm aren't arbitrary. They're deeply tied to karmic imprints, which act as the driving force behind the soul's choices. Karma isn't punishment, it's balance, a natural law ensuring that every action creates an equal reaction. The soul's past actions, intentions, and unresolved lessons shape its pull towards certain experiences in the next life. This explains why some are born into immense privilege, while others face significant struggles. From a spiritual perspective, each circumstance offers exactly what the soul needs to progress. Some may question whether these teachings are mere allegories or myths, but consider this: modern research into past life, regression, and near-death experiences often aligns with these ancient ideas. Subjects under deep hypnosis frequently describe vivid recollections of a pre-birth realm. They speak of choosing their parents, their challenges, and even the timing of their entry into the world. These accounts, eerily consistent across cultures and contexts, suggest that this hidden dimension isn't just the stuff of legend. It may hold a profound truth. And while we're peeling back the veil of this forbidden knowledge, there's even more that we can't share here. In our free newsletter, Insights Academy, we dive deeper into these mysteries, offering exclusive knowledge too sensitive for this platform. Sign up via the link in the description, and as a limited-time bonus, receive a free copy of the Kabbalion, a hermetic text brimming with timeless wisdom. The pre-birth realm, then, is not just a fascinating concept. It's the foundation of your life's purpose. To understand it is to unlock the deeper layers of your existence. But what happens after this stage? How does the soul translate its blueprint into the human experience? For that, we need to look at the process of soul contracts and life planning, a sacred collaboration that ensures no journey is ever made alone. What if you knew that before you were born, you sat down with a group of souls, some you've known for lifetimes, and planned your journey together? You chose your parents, your challenges, relationships, and even your greatest hardships, all with the intention of growth. This isn't fantasy. It's a profound teaching found across esoteric traditions, from Tibetan Buddhism to Hermeticism, and even echoed in modern metaphysical research. The concept of soul contracts suggests that every major event in your life was agreed upon before you arrived on Earth. These agreements are not imposed, but created with love and a deep understanding of your soul's need to evolve. Imagine drafting a cosmic script where every character, your parents, friends, lovers, even adversaries, plays a role in your spiritual development. These soul groups, as they're often called, collaborate to ensure that the lessons you need to learn are presented in your life. It's a cooperative effort, not a solitary journey. Take relationships, for example. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant connection, as if you've known them forever? Or perhaps the opposite, a person who seems to challenge you at every turn, pushing your patience to its limits? These aren't coincidences. According to soul contract theory, these individuals are fulfilling roles you both agreed upon before birth. The loving parent who nurtures you, the friend who supports you, the partner who tests you, and even the rival who pushes you to grow. They're all part of the plan. Why would a soul choose pain or hardship? This is one of the most difficult questions to grapple with. Yet, it's central to the idea of life planning. Growth rarely happens in comfort. The soul knows that challenges build resilience, compassion, and wisdom. A life without struggle might feel pleasant, but it offers little opportunity for transformation. For this reason, souls often choose trials that will stretch their limits and force them to confront their deepest fears. It's not about punishment. It's about evolution. The idea of soul contracts also helps explain patterns in life that seem too specific to be random. For instance, people who repeatedly find themselves in toxic relationships may be working through karmic ties that were left unresolved in previous lives. The lesson might be self-love, boundaries, or forgiveness. Until the lesson is learned, the pattern persists. It's as if the soul has signed a spiritual agreement to face these challenges until the growth is complete. This teaching can be found in many ancient traditions. In the Bhagavad Gita, for example, Krishna speaks of the eternal soul's journey, reincarnating time and again to fulfill its dharma. Hermeticism frames life as an intricate interplay of universal laws where every action has a consequence, and every consequence teaches a lesson. These teachings remind us that life is not random. It's a perfectly orchestrated dance of free will and cosmic law. Modern metaphysical researchers, like Michael Newton in Journey of Souls, have documented thousands of cases where individuals under hypnosis recall the pre-birth earth planning process. Subjects describe gathering in a higher realm with their soul groups, reviewing past lives, and determining what their next incarnation should involve. They speak of guides or higher beings who assist in this process, ensuring that each soul's choices align with their ultimate growth. However, there's an important element to soul contracts that's often overlooked: free will. While the blueprint of your life is pre-designed, how you navigate it is entirely up to you. Think of it like a map. The destinations are marked, but the route you take, the pace at which you travel, and the detours you make are your choices. This balance between destiny and free will is what makes life so complex and so beautiful. Understanding soul contracts can shift the way you view your challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as random misfortunes, you begin to recognize them as opportunities. That difficult boss, that heartbreak, that illness. This perspective doesn't make pain disappear, but it can bring meaning to the struggle, a sense that you're working towards something greater. But there's a catch. Once you're born, you forget all of this. The veil of forgetting ensures that life feels authentic and that your choices are made freely. Without this veil, the lessons wouldn't carry the same weight. Imagine knowing the ending of a movie before it began. The experience would lose its power. This brings us to a critical question. If we forget, how do we find our way back to this knowledge? How do we align with the contracts we made? Imagine stepping into a life where you knew every twist and turn ahead of time, every triumph, every heartbreak, every lesson meticulously mapped out. Would you still experience it the same way? Would it feel real? The ancient wisdom of countless traditions teaches us that the answer is no. I. To live fully, authentically, and freely, we must forget. This act of forgetting, often referred to as the veil, is both a profound challenge and a sacred gift. It's the reason we don't remember our pre-birth planning or the spiritual truths we once knew. It's what makes life on Earth a truly immersive experience. The veil ensures that each moment feels genuine. Without it, You'd live as though you were reading from a script, detached from the emotions and choices that define human existence. This forgetting is not a mistake or a punishment. It's a vital part of the design. By stepping into life with no recollection of the soul contracts you made, you gain the opportunity to rediscover these truths through experience. It's like solving a puzzle you didn't know you were holding the pieces to. Every decision you make, every connection you form, and every challenge you face brings you closer to the greater understanding of who you are and why you're here. Plato captured this idea in his allegory of the cave, where he described souls descending into the material world, losing sight of the divine light. In Gnostic teachings, this veil is depicted as the separation between the earthly and the divine realms, a barrier that obscures our inherent knowledge of the universe. The veil isn't a barrier to punish or confuse us. It's the ultimate tool for growth. Without it, life would lack the richness of free will. Choices would be predetermined, and the profound emotions tied to love, fear, loss, and triumph would be hollow. The veil also plays a critical role in how we experience relationships and connection. Imagine knowing the exact role every person in your life was destined to play. How could you authentically forgive someone who hurt you if you knew they were simply following a pre-birth agreement? The pain, the struggle, and the reconciliation, all of it would feel artificial. Yet the veil doesn't mean that your pre-birth intentions are lost. While you may forget the specifics of your soul contracts, the blueprint of your life still guides you. These intuitive moments are like breadcrumbs left by your higher self, nudging you toward the path you plan. Interestingly, modern metaphysical research reports support this idea. Subjects undergoing past life, regression, or deep hypnosis often describe encountering the veil. They speak of entering a dense fog or crossing a boundary as they transition from the spiritual realm to the physical. The act of crossing this threshold is accompanied by a profound sense of forgetting. Yet, even in the forgetting, they describe a faint awareness, like a melody heard in the distance, reminding them that their journey has a purpose. The veil is also deeply tied to the concept of free will. Without it, life would feel more like a simulation than a journey. You wouldn't wrestle with difficult choices or grow through mistakes because the answers would already be clear. The veil ensures that every decision you make is fully yours, allowing you to shape your life in real time. This is why ancient traditions emphasize the importance of self-awareness and mindfulness. Practices like meditation, reflection, and exploring esoteric teachings can help you glimpse beyond the veil, offering insights into your true nature and purpose. But the veil doesn't just obscure, it also protects. In the pre-birth realm, souls often review their past lives in vivid detail, including the pain and trauma they experienced. Imagine carrying all of that knowledge into a single lifetime. The weight of it would be unbearable. This doesn't mean the veil is without its difficulties. It can feel isolating, like you're wandering through life without a map. Many people describe a sense of longing, a feeling that something is missing, but can't quite be named. This is sometimes called divine homesickness, the soul's yearning to reconnect with its spiritual essence. While the veil makes this connection harder to access, it doesn't make it impossible. And that's the paradox of the veil. It both separates and unites. It creates the illusion of division, but in doing so, it challenges you to seek the truth. The journey to remember who you are, why you're here, and what your life is meant to teach you is the ultimate adventure. The veil gives life its stakes, its urgency, and its beauty. It ensures that every choice, every moment, and every connection carries weight. But if the veil ensures we forget, how do universal laws like karma and vibration still shape our lives? What forces guide the soul's journey once it's crossed into the physical world? Before you took your first breath, before you even entered your physical form, a complex web of universal laws was already at work, shaping the blueprint of your life. They are neither arbitrary nor punitive, but are instead guiding principles that ensure balance, growth, and evolution. To understand your life fully, you must first understand how these laws function, particularly in the pre-birth realm. Karma is perhaps the most well-known of these universal laws, yet it's also one of the most misunderstood. Many view karma as a form of cosmic punishment, a tit-for-tat system that rewards good deeds and punishes bad ones. It is the law of cause and effect, ensuring that every action, intention, and decision creates an energetic ripple that must eventually return to its source. But in its truest sense, karma is not about retribution. It's about balance. It is the law of cause and effect, ensuring that every action, intention, and decision creates an energetic ripple that must eventually return to its source. Before birth, your soul reviews these ripples, the unresolved debts, unlearned lessons, and unfulfilled intentions from past lives. These karmic imprints guide the choices you make in the pre-birth realm, influencing the life path you design. Imagine, for instance, a soul who struggled with greed or selfishness in a past life. In the pre-birth realm, this soul might choose a life of financial hardship to cultivate humility, generosity, and gratitude. Another soul who perhaps inflicted pain on others might plan a life filled with opportunities to learn compassion and forgiveness. These choices are not forced upon the soul. They are made willingly with the understanding that growth often comes through challenge. Karma, then, is not a punishment. It's a teacher, offering the soul exactly what it needs to evolve. But karma is only one piece of the puzzle. The law of vibration is equally important in the pre-birth planning process. This law states that everything in the universe, from the smallest particle to the most complex being, vibrates at a specific frequency. Your soul's vibration, shaped by your intentions, emotions, and karmic imprints, determines the circumstances of your next incarnation. In the pre-birth realm, you align yourself with the vibrational patterns that will best facilitate your growth. This is why some souls are drawn to environments of peace and stability, while others gravitate toward chaos and upheaval. Each vibration holds the potential for unique lessons and opportunities. The Emerald Tablet, a cornerstone of Hermetic philosophy, captures this idea perfectly with its famous axiom, as above, so below. The vibrations of your soul in the spiritual realm are mirrored in the physical world. If your soul carries the vibration of love and service, you are likely to attract a life filled with relationships and circumstances that reflect those qualities. Conversely, if your vibration is clouded by fear or resentment, your life may present challenges that force you to confront and transcend those energies. The law of attraction builds on this principle, acting as a magnet that draws experiences, people, and opportunities into your life based on your vibrational frequency. In the pre-birth realm, Your soul uses this law to align with the specific conditions it needs to fulfill its purpose. If your goal is to learn resilience, for example, you might attract a life filled with obstacles that push you to develop inner strength. If your purpose is to heal, you may be drawn to a family or community where your unique gifts can flourish. The law of attraction ensures that nothing in your life is random. Everything is connected to the intentions you set before you were born. These laws are not just theoretical concepts. They are reflected in ancient texts and teachings across cultures. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of the soul's eternal journey, guided by dharma and karma. The Hermetic writings emphasize the interplay of cause, effect, and vibration in shaping reality. These teachings, though thousands of years old, align remarkably well with modern metaphysical insights and even emerging scientific theories about consciousness and energy. But how do these laws play out once the soul enters the physical realm? Here's where the beauty of free will comes into focus. Think of it as a game with multiple paths to the same destination. The laws set the parameters, but how you play within those parameters is entirely up to you. Interestingly, modern research into past life regression and near-death experiences often corroborates these ancient teachings. Many individuals who have undergone deep hypnosis describe witnessing the intricate interplay of these laws in the pre-birth realm. They speak of reviewing their karmic patterns, feeling the vibrations of their soul, and aligning with the conditions that would best serve their growth. Some even recall being shown multiple potential lives, each with its own set of challenges and rewards, and choosing the one that resonated most deeply with their purpose. This interplay of karma, vibration, and attraction not only shapes your pre-birth planning, but continues to influence your life long after you're born. It's why certain patterns seem to repeat, why some relationships feel destined, and why certain experiences evoke a sense of déjà vu. But if these laws are so precise and powerful, why isn't this knowledge more widely understood? Why has it been relegated to the realm of mysticism and esotericism, hidden from mainstream awareness? Have you ever wondered why profound spiritual teachings, like the ones about pre-birth existence and universal laws, remain hidden from the masses? It's not because they lack merit or relevance. Throughout history, those in power have recognized that an empowered and awakened population is far harder to control. The deliberate obscuring of these truths is one of the greatest acts of manipulation humanity has ever endured. Let's start with history. Ancient texts that speak openly about pre-birth existence and the nature of the soul have often been guarded, restricted, or outright destroyed. Take the Hermetic writings, for example. These profound teachings on the nature of the universe, karma, and the soul's journey were accessible only to a select group of initiates for centuries. The Gnostic texts, which emphasize spiritual awakening and the soul's pre-birth knowledge, were suppressed by organized religions, particularly during the early Christian era. Many Gnostic writings were declared heretical and systematically eradicated. They taught that the divine resides within you, that you have the power to shape your destiny, and that life's challenges are opportunities for growth rather than punishments for sin. These ideas undermined the control systems that relied on people seeing themselves as powerless and dependent. It's easier to govern a population that believes they are at the mercy of forces beyond their control than one that knows its own divine potential. Even today, remnants of this suppression are evident. Esoteric teachings are often dismissed as pseudoscience or New Age nonsense, relegated to the fringes of academia and public discourse. Meanwhile, mainstream systems, from education to religion, focus on narratives that keep people confined to narrow perspectives. The concept of pre-birth planning, for instance, is rarely discussed openly, despite its alignment with many ancient traditions and modern metaphysical findings. This isn't an accident. It's the result of a concerted effort to keep people from realizing how much power they truly have. But who benefits from this? The answer lies in the structures of power and control. Governments, corporations, and dogmatic institutions thrive on predictability and compliance. Imagine what would happen if people realized they didn't need to conform to societal pressures or buy into fear-driven narratives to find fulfillment. Entire industries, from consumerism to pharmaceuticals, are built on the premise that people are incomplete and must seek external solutions to fill the void. Organized religion has also played a role in this suppression. Many religious institutions have historically relied on fear and guilt to maintain their influence. By erasing teachings about pre-birth planning and the soul's autonomy, these institutions ensured that people remain dependent on their guidance. But suppression isn't just a historical phenomenon. It continues today. Modern media and entertainment often ridicule or distort esoteric concepts, framing them as fantastical or irrelevant. At the same time, we're inundated with messages that reinforce the idea that life is random, chaotic, and beyond our control. This narrative serves to keep people in a constant state of anxiety and consumption, searching for meaning and external sources rather than within themselves. Yet, the suppression of this knowledge doesn't mean it's gone. Throughout history, there have always been individuals and groups who've preserved and shared these teachings, often at great personal risk. The Hermetic texts, the Emerald Tablet, the Gnostic scriptures, and countless other works have survived, passed down through secret societies, mystics, and scholars. Today, this knowledge is more accessible than ever, thanks to books, online resources, and even platforms like this one. The irony is that this knowledge has never truly been forbidden. It's been hidden in plain sight. The laws of karma, vibration, and attraction operate whether you're aware of them or not. Pre-birth planning shapes your life, whether you acknowledge it or not. The difference is that by understanding these truths, you can begin to work with them consciously. But why is now the time to embrace this knowledge? Because the world is waking up. More people than ever are questioning the systems that have governed their lives and seeking deeper truths. This isn't just about learning ancient wisdom. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about understanding that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a creator of your reality. When you grasp the truth of your pre-birth planning and the universal laws that shape your life, you begin to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and relationships as purposeful. But what does this mean for your life right now? How can this knowledge transform the way you approach your daily existence? If everything about your existence was carefully planned before birth, then your life isn't a series of random events. It's a masterpiece in progress. Every relationship, every challenge, every success was chosen with intention. The ancient teachings about pre-birth existence are more than fascinating theories. They're a roadmap for living a life of meaning, growth, and fulfillment. One of the most profound lessons from this knowledge is how it reframes life's difficulties. Challenges are no longer arbitrary or cruel. They are opportunity. The painful breakup, the job loss, the family conflict, all of these are part of the curriculum your soul chose to help you grow. This doesn't mean you should welcome suffering, but understanding its purpose can make it more bearable. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective changes everything. Suddenly, obstacles become stepping stones and setbacks become lessons. Take a moment to reflect on your life. Think about the hardest experiences you've endured. What did they teach you? Did they make you more resilient, compassionate, or self-aware? These qualities are not random byproducts of hardship. They're the very reason you chose those experiences in the first place. When you start to see life this way, even the most challenging moments gain a sense of meaning and direction. You stop feeling like a victim of circumstance and start realizing that you're an active participant in your soul's evolution. Another key lesson is the importance of relationships. If soul contracts are real, then every significant connection in your life serves a purpose. Your closest relationships, with harmonious or difficult, are opportunities for growth. The friend who always lifts you up, the partner who challenges you, the coworker who tests your patience, they're not your enemies. They're your teachers. This understanding invites you to approach relationships with greater empathy and intention. Instead of seeing someone as difficult or toxic, consider what their presence might be teaching you. But this perspective isn't just about personal growth. It's also about gratitude. When you realize that every relationship is part of a greater plan, you start to appreciate the people in your life on a deeper level. The loved ones who support you aren't just kind souls. They're part of your soul group fulfilling the contracts you made together before birth. Recognizing this can deepen your connections, fostering a sense of unity and purpose in your interactions. Now, let's talk about your purpose. Ancient teachings remind us that the soul doesn't incarnate aimlessly. It has a mission. Are you drawn to creative expression, teaching, healing, or leadership? These aren't random interests. They're whispers from your soul, guiding you toward your purpose. Mindfulness is another practice that can help you stay aligned with your soul's purpose. By grounding yourself in the present moment, you can access the intuitive wisdom that often gets drowned out by daily distraction. Practices like meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature can help you tune into your higher self. In these moments of stillness, you may find clarity about the decisions you need to make or the lessons you're meant to learn. Gratitude is equally transformative. It's easy to focus on what's lacking in life, what you don't have, what didn't go as planned. But gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you see the gifts hidden in every experience. Start small. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day, even if they're as simple as a warm cup of tea or a kind word from a stranger. This practice rewires your brain, making it easier to notice the positive aspects of your life. Another powerful lesson from pre-birth teachings is the importance of living with intention. Many people drift through life reacting to circumstances rather than creating them. What kind of person do you want to be? What impact do you want to have? Perhaps the most liberating lesson is this: you are not alone. Your soul group, your higher self, and the universal laws are all working in your favor. Even when life feels overwhelming, challenges are not meant to break you. They're meant to shape you. And the more you embrace this perspective, the more empowered you become. Instead of fearing the unknown, you begin to trust the journey, knowing that every step is part of a larger divine plan. But here's the thing. This knowledge isn't just for you. It has the power to ripple outward, transforming not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Your growth creates a domino effect, encouraging the people in your life to question their own paths and awaken to their own truths. This is how change begins, not through force or persuasion, but through example. As more people awaken to these truths, the potential for collective transformation grows. Imagine a world where people no longer see life as a series of random events, but as a carefully planned journey designed for growth. This is not a utopian fantasy. It's the natural result of collective awakening. As more people embrace the knowledge of their soul's journey, the structures of fear and control that have dominated human history begin to crumble. The first step toward collective awakening is awareness. When you realize that your life has meaning, that your struggles serve a higher purpose, and that you are connected to something far greater than yourself, your entire perspective shifts. This realization is contagious. Your actions, your words, and even your energy inspire others to question their own lives. Change doesn't happen in isolation. It spreads, fueled by the courage of individuals willing to embrace new ways of thinking. Empathy is one of the most profound results of this awakening. When you understand that everyone around you is navigating their own soul contracts and karmic lessons, it becomes harder to judge them. That person who cut you off in traffic, the coworker who challenges you, the family member who tests your patience, they're not your enemies. They're your teachers. This shift in perspective dissolves the barriers that divide us, replacing them with compassion and understanding. Instead of reacting with anger or resentment, you begin to ask, what lesson might this person be teaching me? This collective empathy has the power to transform society. Imagine governments, organizations, and communities led by individuals who prioritize connection and growth over control and division. But this shift doesn't happen overnight. It begins with small, intentional action. It starts when one person decides to live authentically, align with their soul's purpose, and approach life with gratitude and mindfulness. One of the most powerful tools for collective awakening is the sharing of knowledge. For centuries, esoteric teachings were hidden from the masses, shared only among initiates or buried in obscure texts. But today, we have the ability to share these truths widely, reaching people who may have never encountered them otherwise. Platforms like this, one, play a vital role in making this knowledge accessible. But the responsibility doesn't end there. Each of us has the power to share what we've learned, whether through conversations, creative expression, or simply living in alignment with our values. Ask questions that make people think. Share stories that resonate on a soul level. These small acts of sharing can ignite a spark that leads to profound transformation. The idea of collective awakening is not new. It's been foretold in spiritual traditions across cultures. The concept of a golden age or an era of enlightenment appears in Hinduism, Buddhism, and even indigenous teaching. These prophecies often speak of a time when humanity shifts from ignorance and separation to awareness and unity. Many believe we are living in that transitional period right now. The growing interest in mindfulness, meditation, and spiritual teachings, suggests that more people than ever are seeking deeper truths. But collective awakening isn't just about spiritual growth. It's also about dismantling systems of control. When individuals understand the laws of karma, vibration, and attraction, they become harder to manipulate. They stop living in fear, stop blindly following authority, and start questioning the narratives they've been fed. Imagine the power of a community where people support each other in aligning with their soul's purpose. Instead of competing for resources or status, they collaborate to create environments that nurture growth and authenticity. Schools could teach children about mindfulness and universal laws, encouraging them to explore their unique gifts. Workplaces could prioritize creativity and purpose over profit. Relationships could be built on mutual growth rather than dependency. This is the vision of a collective awakening, a world where individuals and communities thrive in harmony. Of course, this vision may feel distant or even impossible in the face of today's challenges. But remember, transformation starts with small, intentional actions. When you align with your purpose, you contribute to this larger shift. Every conversation, every act of kindness, and every decision to live authentically sends ripples through the collective consciousness. You may not see the full impact of your actions, but rest assured they matter. The awakening of one person is powerful, but the awakening of many is unstoppable. As more people step into their purpose and align with these ancient truths, the potential for collective transformation grows exponentially. But to break free from the cycles of control and fear, we must take practical steps toward change. In the next section, we'll explore how to break the cycle of control and reclaim your autonomy. This is where knowledge turns into action and awakening becomes liberation. Let's take the next step together. The knowledge of pre-birth existence and the universal laws that shape our lives is liberating. But it's only the beginning. Understanding the truth is one thing. Living it is another. The systems of control that surround us, from societal norms to economic pressures, are designed to keep us disconnected from our purpose and power. Breaking free requires more than awareness. It demands action, courage, and a commitment to living authentically. But the rewards are nothing short of transformational. The first step in breaking free is reclaiming your sovereignty. This means recognizing that you are not a victim of circumstance, but the architect of your own experience. Yes, challenges arise, and external forces can impact your life. But the power lies in how you respond to them. When you understand that every difficulty is part of the plan you helped create, you shift from a mindset of powerlessness to one of empowerment. Next, take a hard look at the narratives you've been taught to accept. The idea that success is measured by wealth, that happiness comes from external achievements, or that security lies in conformity. These are all illusions perpetuated by systems that profit from your compliance. To break free, you must redefine these concepts on your own terms. What does success truly mean to you? What brings you genuine joy? What kind of life feels aligned with your soul's purpose? A key part of this process is learning to detach from fear-based thinking. Fear is the most powerful tool of control. It keeps you compliant, afraid to take risks, and dependent on external authorities for guidance. When you face your fears head-on, you realize that most of them are illusions, shadows cast by a system that thrives on keeping you small. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in this journey. By staying present, you can step back from the noise of societal expectations and reconnect with your inner guidance. Meditation, journaling, or simply taking time each day to reflect can help you tune out the external chatter and listen to your soul's voice. These practices may seem simple, but they are revolutionary in a world that constantly pulls you away from yourself. Another critical step is aligning your actions with your values. It's one thing to understand your purpose, but it's another to live in a way that reflects it. Start small. Choose one area of your life where you feel out of alignment, perhaps your career, relationships, or daily habits, and take steps to bring it closer to your truth. Breaking free also involves questioning where your time, energy, and resources are going. Are you investing in things that nourish your growth, or are you feeding into systems that exploit your insecurities? Consider the media you consume, the products you buy, and the habits you maintain. Every decision is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. One of the most challenging yet rewarding aspects of breaking free is embracing vulnerability. Living authentically means exposing yourself to judgment, failure, and uncertainty. It means stepping outside the safety of societal norms and daring to forge your own path. But vulnerability is not weakness. It's strength. It's the courage to be seen for who you truly are, even when it's uncomfortable. And it's in this space of vulnerability that true growth and connection happen. As you break free, you'll notice something incredible. Your actions inspire others. When you live authentically, you give those around you permission to do the same. This is how collective awakening begins, not with grand revolutions, but with individuals reclaiming their power and leading by example. But don't mistake this process for an easy one. Breaking free from the cycle of control requires persistence, self-reflection, and a willingness to face discomfort. There will be moments when the old narratives try to pull you back in, when fear whispers that it's safer to conform. In those moments, remember this. Every step you take toward authenticity is a step toward freedom, not just for yourself, but for everyone who follows in your footsteps. If you haven't already, now is the time to join Insights Academy. In our free newsletter, we go deeper into these transformative ideas, offering exclusive insights that can't be shared here. Plus, for a limited time, you'll receive a complimentary copy of the Kybalion, a hermetic text that unveils the hidden laws of the universe verse. Sign up via the link in the description and take the next step in your journey toward liberation. The cycle of control has persisted for generations, but it is not unbreakable. It starts with you, with your choices, your courage, and your commitment to living authentically. And as you break free, you create a ripple effect that can transform not just your life, but the lives of countless others. But this journey doesn't end here. There's one more piece to the puzzle, a final step that brings everything together. In the next section, we'll explore how this knowledge redefines existence and shapes the future. Let's finish this journey together. What if everything you thought you knew about life, death, and purpose was only the beginning? The knowledge of pre-birth existence isn't just a revelation about the past. It's a key to reshaping your future. Redefining existence starts with one profound realization. You are not just a body or a personality. You are a soul on a journey. This simple truth has far-reaching implications. This perspective dissolves the pressure to conform to societal standards and allows you to embrace your uniqueness. Life becomes more than a race to accomplish or acquire. It becomes an exploration of what it means to be alive. With this perspective, even the mundane gains significance. Conversations you have, the decisions you make, the way you treat others, all of it contributes to the greater tapestry of your soul's journey. One of the most transformative aspects of this knowledge is how it reframes death. For centuries, death has been viewed with fear and finality, a great unknown to be avoided at all costs. But understanding pre-birth existence shows us that death is not the end. It's a transition, a return to the spiritual realms where our journey continues. This realization can bring peace to those who fear death and comfort to those who mourn it. Equipped with this understanding, you can approach life's challenges with a sense of trust. When things don't go as planned, you can remind yourself that the soul's journey is not linear, but every experience, no matter how difficult, is a step forward. It's part of a process far greater than what we can perceive in the moment. This trust allows you to release the need for control and embrace the flow of life. Redefining existence also means embracing gratitude. When you understand that every person, event, and experience in your life is part of a larger design, you begin to see them as gifts. As more people awaken to these truths, the potential for collective transformation grows. Imagine a world where people see themselves as souls on a journey, connected by shared purpose and guided by universal laws. But it starts with individuals like you who are willing to question, learn, and grow. Your journey is part of a much larger awakening, one that has the power to reshape not just your life, but the very fabric of society. This realization is contagious. Your actions, your words, and even your energy inspire others to question their own lives. It's important to recognize that not everyone will embrace this knowledge immediately. Some may resist, clinging to familiar beliefs or fearing the implications of such a radical shift in perspective. And that's okay. Awakening is a deeply personal process, and everyone moves at their own pace. The goal is not to force change, but to plant seeds of curiosity and inspiration. Now, let's take this one step further. All the truths you've uncovered today are just the beginning. There's another layer to this journey that ties everything together and reveals what happens beyond life as we know it. Click on the video you see right here to dive deeper into the secrets they don't want you to know about what comes after this life. If this video resonated with you, let us know by commenting. I understood it. Your voice is part of this awakening, and your journey is just beginning.